All right, today we are gonna walk past the MOG and we're gonna talk about Monteros. Another Montero project, because we were about to take this on the road, and I love to start new projects like a couple days before we got to take off, just, you know, to bring the stress level up to 45. So anyway, I didn't like the wood version of this platform, and I needed to modify the front section of the platform because we need to bring a passenger for this trip, so I had to put one seat in. So I was doing some modifications anyway, decided to rebuild this, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. You know, before I had that the wood slats that went here and here, and then the wood topper. And I never liked that because those slats took up a lot of room. You can see the creases here where those were. The other crease here. So what I ended up doing was taking some of this, I don't know, is this called C-channel? Maybe. I got this out of the back of the Unimog, and I would just use angle iron or a piece of just L bracket instead if I had it, but this is what I had, so this is what I used. But that would work fine. Just drilled out these two holes, cut a section, I forget the length of it, chopped off the corner here so it fit, and then just mounted these crossbars across. Just quick welds on the sides there. That's not the strongest weld, I'm sure. Maybe someday I'll do some gussets or something that tacks this in better, but for now I think it'll be fine. All the force is going to be down anyway, and I think it's good enough for this trip. So yeah, what this does is it completely opens up the whole underneath section here, which is great. Saves us a lot of room, or adds a lot of room for stuff, and different configurations, so we have more freedom with where everything goes. The other benefit to this, which I think is nice, before, if I wanted to raise the platform at all, which I wanted to do because it was a little low, I would have had to recut the wood or put some kind of spacers. Complicated because it's all wood. In this case, all I got to do is put something under here. I could put a block of really anything underneath of here, and then this one I can raise this up as high as I want it to be. So right now it's already a few inches higher than it was before. So we're going to try that out and see how it works. Yeah, in the future, if I want to make it even higher, which I might, then I can do that. So right now I'm going to take this out, pull it over there, drill holes to mount the platform to it, and then we'll put it back in, and this part will be done. And then we'll move to the front section of it. Forgot to mention, these 4 bolts here, these are used for the 3rd row of seats. One mounts over here on this side, the other one mounts over on that side. So that's one of the first things you pull out of this truck, is those seats, because they're pretty useless, but they're meant to support a person sitting there. So I think they can hold significant weight, whatever that means, a human person sitting on them. So yeah, that's where these bolts come from. So it's a handy place. I didn't see why there wasn't any reason just to tie directly into that. It's the first time I've ever had one of these. Freaking love it. All right, we are in, and we got some stainless Phillips head bolts. We got 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 10mm nut underneath here on each one of those, and I got a line of those going across the back one, so that's definitely not going anywhere. All right, it's been a little bit of time. We did our trip, put I think a couple thousand miles on it, Had the dogs back here the whole time, and we had no issues at all. This turned out to be a pretty good situation. I did end up having to drill holes here for access to the bolts, so I can fit my socket through there. No big deal. It's not the cleanest thing in the world, but it works. I think ideally I would cut this platform out a little bit and then recarpet it, but this is just temporary anyway. Everything held up great. We had a lot of space down here. We actually had more room than we needed. Since we've gotten back, I've taken the seat out and I put my original front piece in, and I cut this into 2 pieces now, so we can pull those up individually, which is much better. So I had another video, I believe, on building this. You can check that out if you want. This is just a piece of plywood covered in carpet, and this is super sturdy. We got a ton of space in here as well. So that is all I have on this. Thanks for watching.